The second day, when division entered creation. What if the second day of creation was not called good for a reason? Genesis tells us that on the second day, God separated the waters above from the waters below. But unlike the other days, Scripture does not say, "And God saw that it was good." Why? In this series, we are exploring the creation traditions preserved in the legends of the Jews, ancient reflections that expand on the biblical narrative. These traditions are not Scripture. They do not replace the Bible. They help us understand how earlier generations wrestled with its silence. And few silences are more striking than the absence of "it was good" on the second day. According to this tradition, the second day was marked by separation. The firmament was formed, not the heavens themselves, but a dividing structure. A boundary, a partition between waters above and waters below. Separation entered creation. And separation, the legend suggests, is necessary, but not whole. Unity had marked the beginning. Now division was introduced. And where division appears, tension follows. The waters, legend says, resisted their separation. The lower waters mourned their distance from the divine presence. They had once praised God freely. Now they were pressed beneath. Ancient interpreters imagined creation not as mechanical, but relational. Even the waters grieved distance. And on this same day, according to the legend, another reality emerged. Gehenna, hell, not as an afterthought, not as a reaction, but as part of the architecture of moral order. 7 divisions deep, layered, structured, measured. Why associate hell with the day of separation? Because separation is its essence. Distance, disconnection, removal from light. The legend does not present hell as chaos, but as consequence. Ordered consequence. At the same time, angels were said to be created. Hosts of ministering beings. Ranks and degrees. Some near the throne. Some appointed to watch. Some assigned to carry out justice. Separation below. Structure above. The second day, then, becomes a day of boundaries. Waters divided. Realms distinguished. Moral consequences established. So why was it not called good? Ancient interpreters concluded. Division may be necessary, but it is not the final intention. Unity marked the beginning. Restoration will mark the end. The second day reminds us that structure requires limits. That order sometimes requires distance. That consequence exists within creation. But it also reminds us that separation is not celebrated. It is endured. So what have we seen? This legend imagines the second day as the introduction of boundary. Not chaos, not evil, but distinction. And with distinction comes responsibility. What does this invite us to consider? If separation entered creation on the second day, what is the role of reconciliation? If consequence exists within order, what is the role of mercy? Next time we move into the third day, when land emerges, when life begins to sprout, and when paradise itself takes form. As we continue, remember, Scripture stands. Legend invites reflection. If this episode made you think about division differently, share your reflections in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe as we continue this layered journey through creation.